Diddy denied bail. Sentencing is in October. But I kind of played this on the Millionaire Morning Show, but I wanted to get y'all perspective on it with Bill O'Reilly, and he pulled up on News Nation with Stephen A. Smith, and he was saying that he don't like Diddy, and he thinks that he should get the maximum sentence, that he will get the maximum sentence, and he explained his reasons why. So let me go ahead and share this with y'all, and then we're gonna go ahead and continue on with the show.
One thing about the Sean Combs
Oh,
situation.
sure.
I interviewed him way back. I never liked him. I don't like the culture or anything like that. But he's going to get the maximum. The judge will give him the maximum, just like they gave O.J. Simpson the maximum in Vegas, because he got off Simpson in L.A. when he clearly killed these two people. And then when he got a second crack at him on a minor beef, relatively, of theft, they sentenced him to heavy time. So Diddy will go to prison, and he should. He's evil. And I say that because I just wrote a book called Confronting Evil.
Yeah, I
He
figured.
used narcotics and violence to coerce people to do what he wanted to do. That's evil. Sorry.
Go ahead,
Okay,
Stephen.
now, back to Trump.
Well, hold on. Stephen
Who-
wants to weigh in on what you just said. Go ahead.
No,
Okay.
only thing I want to weigh in, I don't want to castigate the entire culture. I'm tired of, we see pictures of a few bad apples conducting themselves in very disgusting manners and thinking that that's the entire industry. I'm a guy that was raised in the hip hop industry. I know an abundance of hip hop artists and beyond who have never engaged in, never been accused of, never would think of putting themselves in the kind of positions some have obviously done. So I just want to make sure that we're not castigating everybody. I know you don't like the culture. I don't expect you to like the culture, Bill O'Reilly. You're considerably older than some of us. You look good. You're healthy, thank God. But you're from a different generation. I understand that. But for people like me who grew up in the hip hop culture, I know a whole bunch of people that would never get themselves tangled up in such a web. A whole bunch.
It's not about personal behavior for the hip hop industry. It's about the message. And I'm old enough to now school you, Stephen A. If Motown still exists, and that's where I grew up, okay, the black African American culture would be a much, let's say, gentler. This hip hop garbage on impressionable children who don't have supervision in a home teaches them to be crude. Motown did not do that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you step back and look at history, the industry of R&B was a tremendous positive for this country. The hip hop industry has been a tremendous negative for this country.
Well, listen, I gotta say one thing, and then I want to move off this. We can do it another time. My kids.
We can do it another time.
As with Stephen A., when I think of hip hop, I think of Chuck D.
All right, we don't really care about what he said beyond that, but Bill O'Reilly and Stephen A. Smith was going back and forth, and they said a lot in that small amount of time, including the fact that he feels as though Diddy deserves to get the maximum sentence. In addition to that, obviously they blame the culture and the way that things are going today on the hip hop culture and black culture being influenced by it. What do y'all think about Diddy getting denied bail, sentencing, and then also the culture that goes along with it?
I think that maybe I'm naive, but I can't let myself believe that judges are saying you got off on this one, so I'm about to get you over here on the back end. Because the amount of deference that they give to juries and that whole thing, that's like what our justice system is. Like, you're judged by your peers. So I can't believe they about to slap him over the head because he got off on the big shit. There ain't no way that's about to happen. What I think is, hey, I'm gonna sentence you. You stay in jail till October, and then I'm gonna give you time served and get on up out of here. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think that the judge is gonna let him off without doing time. If what people have been saying about the energy between the judge and Diddy is true, then I can't see the judge doing that. Especially since he can decide to do up to 10 years for both charges, either concurrently or consecutively. Like, I can't see him not giving him something. Now, what I did do I asked ChatGPT to help me with this because the flip side is I said, well, if you have a judge who clearly does not like you, and you get to come up with the range of, you know, what sentence to give a person, how do you prevent the judge's personal feelings or whatever? How do you make sure that that doesn't come into play? And apparently I mean, the judge obviously has the ultimate say, but
There's
there
precedent.
are, what do you say?
There's precedent.
Well, and there it's kind of like, I forget, I can look it up to tell y'all exactly what it's called, but there's like a level of scoring, if you will, that you do to figure it out, to at least give yourself somewhat of an idea of what makes sense considering a bunch of different factors. So when I went through that process and I like told Enrique to pretend like he's the judge, knowing Diddy, all this, and obviously this is not to say he's going to get this sentence. He came up with about 5.5 years. So I don't know. I don't think he's getting off scot-free. I don't.
Well, like prostitution, like niggas get off with some like slap on the wrist doing some prostitution shit all the time.
I can't say I was about to say I know. I don't know that. But I think that it would be, I don't think that judge is gonna let him just go like that. I don't think so. Like I said, if what people have said is true, we don't know because we didn't get to see how the court case went. But people kept reporting on like the judge having issue with Diddy, the way he was looking, the way he would act, like the judge clearly took issue with him. So I don't see it.
Does it? The judge was appointed by Joe Biden. Does anybody think that that might influence something? Because he might not get a harsher sentence. I feel like Quentin, he
I
might
agree.
get time served because this is a judge appointed by Joe Biden.
I
So what
And
do
if
agree.
you
it's
mean
Epstein-ish, then, it's probably some people
when you
behind the
say he was
scenes.
when you say he was appointed by Biden? So so because of that, you think he will go easy because, like, help me connect that.
A part of
Well,
me just
connected.
feels like it might be some pieces of the puzzle that are not being revealed. I don't know. I feel like it's some cover-ups. I think Diddy probably did some things, but
Well,
being freaky should not be the reason why you go to jail.
And that's
However, if
why
I
it
heard
is a
I heard
bunch
a
of people
podcast
involved,
today. I heard a podcast today. I don't know if this is true or not. Yeah, it could be. Like they were like, hey, they didn't really want him to go to jail. They just wanted a reason to raid his house to get the tapes of
yeah.
the higher up people.
Yeah, I said
Oh,
that.
okay, I
I
get
said
it.
that today.
We need them tapes, my nigga.
I said
Like,
that
We
today
know
on
that
my
happened.
podcast on mine because here's the thing. The reason why I said it is because I always call him Cuomo. Comey's daughter was the prosecutor, and Comey, who was the former FBI director, he had all that stuff with Hunter Biden, with Epstein in the files, with hiding Hillary Clinton's, pizza drama, Pizzagate, her emails, all that stuff with Podesta. What's the other guy? Anthony Weiner. So when you put all that stuff together, it was just miraculous that she ended up on the P. Diddy case. And it's rare that they will charge you with all that and then they can't prove it. It seems to me like they wanted to do the raid and they wanted to have something to blackmail. I haven't went down the whole rabbit hole yet, but
because once the feds get you, it's a wrap.
yeah, but the fact that the Fed that got him is Comey's daughter. That's a big thing. Knowing that Diddy is on the Epstein files as well.
yeah, you did talk about that earlier.
That's crazy.
I don't think it'll
It's
be more than 3 or 4 years. Like her offense run concurrently if it's not time served. I just don't think they're not going to put him away for 10 years, anything like that. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Do y'all think that he deserves Like, do y'all think that he deserves to go to jail?
Nope.
Not
Fuck no,
based on the
nigga.
charges that they brought him up on. No.
Nigga, the amount of niggas
Yeah,
and women that I
no.
on some fucking buddy passes to come see me, throw me out and fucking under the jail too. Shit.
No, because the charges basically now are regarding Cassie and the other girl being transported around having sex, and they participated. Like, I definitely don't think he should have to go to jail and she gets to just be chilling at home with her new baby.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not supporting any of the DV. Let me be clear. But in terms of the actual charges, in fact, that was something else that I had asked Enrique. I'm like, wait a minute, because I was trying to understand the whole RICO charge and the points you had to prove sex trafficking. And a lot of it seems like both parties are willing. So I was like, well, if you hold one person accountable, why does the other one get to go free? But this goes back to, I guess, you technically could, but they're kind of viewed as the automatic victim because you're going for the bigger fish, which is kind of jacked up.
Well, then you always have it like what they say: whoever tells first gets off type shit. Vibes.
But that's how the feds roll anyway. They always have somebody who may have done something, but they'll
leverage
to the bigger person. So it's like,
yeah,
on one hand, she is quote unquote a victim, and then on the other hand, she is, part of it all too. So it's like, do we want to press that with Cassie or Diddy?
Right.
The Kid Cudi part bothers me a little bit. That's the only thing that kind of bothers me. But other than that, I don't really care. I don't care if he was paying people to have sex. I mean, if they all got herpes and they ain't saying nothing, that's bad. They should be held accountable for that. But
You
I
talking about
don't
the car
care. Y'all,
blowing up
yeah, y'all
part?
all is some freaky deaky industry people.
But that's like the in the industry, that is like the staple STD. They all have herpes.
The staple STD.
Yeah, all of them. All of them. If you
But they sleep with normal people too, and then they spread it to normal people too. That's what bothers
when I
me,
say all of
especially
them,
the
meaning
men.
all of the ones that have a STD, it's always herpes.
Yes.
But the
It's
majority
like glitter. It just keeps
general have
going.
herpes, don't they?
You simple man.
Not glitter.
Y'all niggas are so stupid. But
how are we stupid? Usher has herpes.
I wasn't gonna say that.
I'm like, hey, delete that shit.
And then they're sleeping with
We
normal
don't know
people,
that.
normal groupies.
Allegedly.
No, he said it.
No, he got sued for it.
Allegedly, Usher has
Allegedly. Giving it to men and women allegedly. Ugh.
Allegedly, he has it. Correction. What do they call it? What do they be doing on the View?
Legal notes.
Legal
Hold on,
note.
wait. So why you not saying? Hold on, wait. Why don't you
note.
say allegedly about Diddy? Because
Allegedly,
it's on
that's
record,
what
right?
we think is happening. We haven't seen his medical record, so we have no clue what's
No, but he said that.
We don't know.
Ooh, Usher.
I personally haven't seen it. The views and the thoughts that are communicated on these platforms are those of are not a reflection.
Go to the Red Cup podcast and take
the big girl that was talking about sleeping with him.
She gonna stand on that.
Was suing her. I mean, was suing him.
It says
I never saw him say it.
It says that he never publicly admitted to having the virus, and he's
okay. Let me find the video. Let me find the video.
Denying the claims.
Okay, let me.
Yeah, I've seen him deny it.
No,
he's
Mika,
married.
I don't think
he's
that
married,
exists.
so we gonna let him just be married and be happy.
You know, you can't tell Mika shit.
Yeah, I will say this though.
And if you can't tell me nothing, and I find a video for it, all I'm gonna do is put it in the chat, and then you're gonna say okay, and like you do all the time.
If you find it, I'll do
listen.
something
He
strange.
may or he may not. I haven't seen him publicly make a statement about it, so we just have to go based off of what we think, and so that's why we saying allegedly. That's all. Nothing major. But what do y'all think about what Bill O'Reilly said as far as like if hip hop had never existed, we'd have a better black community also?
Well, see, he was right about that. He was right about rap. But I think he was the reason why he's saying that is because when he had that interview with Cameron cooked him so bad. Like he's still bitter about that shit. Um, so he's gonna go at hip hop every chance that he gets. So like I get it. I get why he's upset. Um, then he brought up Motown. You know, like I understand. Like you might think R&B is didn't affect the generation the same way, but R&B is a little different now. It ain't that much better than rap.
Well,
Like
he
it ain't
didn't
that
say
much better
R&B in
than rap.
particular. He said Motown.
Then he started saying R&B.
Oh,
Yeah, he said R&B. Yeah, he said R&B. Yeah, he started with Motown and he said R&B would have but R&B isn't the same. Um, he said something else that I thought was kind of bogus. I can't remember what it is now. But yeah, just to say that Diddy, you know, like Diddy is evil and he's dropping a book called In the Face of Evil or whatever he said. That come on, bro. Just mention the book if that's what you want to do. But he wasn't lying about rap affecting the black community and how detrimental it is. But first it destroyed hip hop culture, then it destroyed the black community. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't wrong. I can't remember the whole thing that he said that I didn't disagree with now
no,
though.
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, but he was right about that.
So y'all think that we will be better off if we had a different type of music?
Absolutely. I think it's like Lauren Hill said, she's, long time ago, she said, music is supposed to inspire. How come we ain't get no higher? Like it's put out as part of the programming. It's put out to show you the way to go, so to speak. And he's not wrong about the Motown thing. It's not like they were saying anything differently, but they were definitely saying it differently. Like the songs then were My Girl and stuff like that, and now it's like WAP. Like that's a big, difference. And like I said, it's not like the message was entirely different, but it was given differently. Like
Softer.
right. Papa was a Rolling Stone. Okay, we know what that means, but now they just spell it out just in your face.
Y'all heard about that album release party that just happened in Chicago with the
Yeah, it
rapper?
was a shout out.
And
Who?
I was reading I don't
It was
remember
a
the
shout
name
out.
of the girl, Mellow something. I never heard of
No.
her.
Melodies.
She
What
had
happened?
she had an album release party in Chicago the other night, and there was a drive-by shooting, and I think like 12 people got shot. Her brothers, her
Boyfriend.
friend and boyfriend got killed.
4 people got killed
Mostly women got shot, and
because it's mostly
I
women
was
there.
I'm not saying it because it was like targeted at women. I'm just saying it was mostly women that they kept emphasizing got shot. And then I started reading some of the comments, and one of the guys was like, he went and looked at her videos, and he was like, in a lot of her music, she got guns, or they're gesturing guns, talking about guns. So I went on and started looking at the stuff on her videos, and even she has a song with Lotto, I think that's her name, Lotto, and that's a big part of what they were talking about. So case in point, like this is the culture that we celebrate. This is the like, can
Don't
you
say,
really be surprised? Huh?
don't say we,
Not
nigga.
you, not you, Quentin. I know you don't. But it's I don't
Oh, somebody
and
said she a gang member.
she could
Yeah,
be.
Jay Squeeze.
I heard one
Okay.
of the a clip where she says she's addicted. Now it's a clip, so it could have been out. But she said she was addicted to the streets because her brothers she always wanted to be down with the guys and all this stuff. So I mean, I don't know. They throwing up a bunch of
Are
signs
y'all
in the
using
video.
people's lyrics against them, Carrie?
Not against them, but I'm using people's lyrics to to show like you're rapping about what is this is what you rap about. So what do you expect in a sense?